Welcome back, Scott with Luxury Car Care. Here are video number 2 for the Tesla Model S long range. Wrap things up here with this video. I start out with a test spot for the paint polishing. I tested Rupes yellow pad or the Eurofiber pad. Ultimately, the yellow pad gave me the finish that I needed. It didn't cut quite as good as the Eurofiber, but the Eurofiber was leaving a little bit of haze. So you'll see here my test spot, you can see the lines. And then ultimately, again, this is an enhancement, one step. So I'm looking for about, 60 to 70% correction. And I was getting that by far with the yellow pad. Looked amazing. So the test spot, and then you'll see a little bit of polishing. And then I complete the ceramic coating with Crystal Serum Light and 2 coats of EXO. I do the wheel faces. And then I also, and the Euro caps, then I also do the glass polishing as well, and glass coating, and then you'll see me wrap things up here. So enjoy, and thanks for joining. All right, quick update, and then I'll be quiet here. Watch, but so all the polishing's been completed now, just a one-step polish, and then I just panel wiped everything down, including all the jambs, all the interior, the trunk, the front and the trunk areas as well, just because that's all got to get coated. I've not panel wiped the wheel faces yet, which I need to do because they will get coated as well, but I'll do that when the time comes here. So I just so you know, Crystal Serum Light, 1 coat of this with then topped with 2 coats of EXOv4 from Gtechniq. So I just coated the first coat on the hood, the front lid. So now, and this is kind of my process, hood first, then I usually come over and do the driver's front quarter, front bumper, passengers quarter, and then I'll just work my way, from the top down and around. The roof here is all glass, so that'll get the G1 coating from Gtechniq. But yeah, so I'll just work my way around. I'll kind of take you along here for a little bit, but pretty simple stuff. You've seen me do it before. Usually, this pad is obviously wet and primed, so I usually do about, pipe that full, and then working a section. This stuff's pretty easy to work with, so I'll probably do this holes. flat black makes it pretty easy to see where I'm at. Actually, if it was white or some other lighter color, it's not going to be as easy. Simple, as I'm sure you've heard and seen. This stuff flashes, it like separates. It almost looks like an oil slick separating out. At that point, it's ready to go. And it's like 74, 73 in my garage right now. It's humid outside, so it's flashing very quick. That was it. I mean, it's ready to go. You don't grind on it, wipe it off. Trying to really wipe it off, you're just trying to flatten it. You're just trying to remove the hot spots. I have 2 towels. Always go over the next panel because I know that I've got product on that door. So I'm going to make sure to pull that off as well. And then if you need to, you come back in with the light. Just make sure you hit all the spots. Flip. You can already feel the slip is starting, but it does take some time for this to cure, and you'll see it over time how it gets deeper, glossier, it feels more slick. It just takes a little bit of time, but the slickness, you can start feeling it immediately. The edges. And use this kind of extra soft type microfiber at the end here. It just feels like it's a good towel to kind of hit any areas that are left over. I don't feel like I'm going to do any scratching anymore. Fluffy, so it gets into any, crevices or areas that the less fluffy towel might not have gotten into to make sure you got any coating. That's it. All right, we're in the home stretch here for the exterior. So you just saw the wheels, I believe, and I actually used C1 on the wheel faces and the hubcaps, the aero caps, and then I'm now doing the glass. So the glass was polished previously and then cleaned with alcohol and wiped the whole car down. I did go around, you didn't see this, but I did go around real fast on the edges and look for, find any smudges from, you know, basically high spots on the glass from doing the ceramic coating on the paint. You know, I tend to leave, I've found myself in the past, because I don't worry quite as much about it. I try to get it all, but I'm really concerned about the paint when I'm coating the paint. And inevitably some of it gets on the glass, and will be a pain in the ass. It's relatively easy to remove, and you want to get that off before you coat on top of it, because you don't want to leave a high spot on the glass, because then that's visible, and you can't just wipe it off. So I always go around and just look at the edges of the glass just to make sure. It's typically just going to be the side windows for whatever reason. That just tends to be the spots that get hit, and I miss it as I'm doing my wipe off of the paint. And I did find some spots, so the solution for that is just to get a little, I just got my nano out and my 1-inch and my just a microfiber pad and some compound, and you just quickly buzz over those areas that have little smudges, high spots from the paint coating, and it comes right off. And then just do a quick glass clean again. So I did that. Glass is perfectly clean. I clean the inside as well, because that gives me a baseline so I know what I'm looking at. G1, I've done 2 coats on the windshield already, and a coat on this side glass. You notice I have them propped open. I have foam pads in there so the doors can't shut. And the reason for that is because I have the latch opened so the glass comes up. That exposes all this glass so I can coat all the way down to the bottom. What you don't want to do is leave that glass down and then coat, because what will happen is, as your client's driving down the road, they'll have beads and great hydrophobic properties on all this, and they'll have a little strip down here that doesn't have any coating, and it'll look like crap. So you got to trick the car, put the glass up, thinking the door's closed, but what you can't do is let the door close when that's up, because you'll hit the trim. So I got foam wedge, big piece of foam wedged in there, doors can't close. So anyway, that's coated. So I'm getting ready. I'm going to put my third layer on here, and as I put my third layer, finish that off, I can start removing with G2 on the sides, come back, remove the glass, or remove the coating on the windshield. That'll be those, and then I'll just work my way around and finish the glass. So just keep bringing along here for a little bit of, I'll apply. All I'm doing is using foam microfiber applicator, G1. Make sure you shake it a little bit. So I'll just put some dabs, and then that should be enough for at least half the windshield. So the process is, the first coating I do in circles, the second coating I go back and forth, now the third coating I go up and down. That's how I tell you to do it, that's how I do it, it seems to work pretty well. You're supposed to wait 5 minutes in between each layer, which is what I do. And then, so removal. Removal is a little more entailed more complicated. It's not complicated, but just a little more manpower in this than like G5. G5 is simple wipe on, let it set up, wipe off. But on G1, you need this, it's residue remover, and you need, and I just use microfiber towels. I'll use this to apply the residue remover and this to buff it off. It's not very hard, just a little bit more effort. So, use the residue remover. Work in small areas, that's the key. Wipe the residue remover over a small area. And then buff. And you have to buff kind of quick. Because if you don't, it dries again on you, and you gotta hit it with the residue remover. Otherwise it comes out pretty good. Yeah. All right, guys and girls, wrapping things up here. 2021 Tesla Model S. This is a long range, and just finished it up. So I think the last video I took was just was doing the ceramic on the windows. So that all got completed. I then did a full interior. I mean, it's a new car, but he's been driving it for a couple months, I think. So it's actually pretty dirty. He's got a couple kids, so cleaned all the carpets, cleaned all the leather, vegan leather, and blew all the crevices out. Got it nice and spotless. Cleaned all the trunk area, and it's looking real good now. So looks brand new again. And then I just went back over it, so it got ceramic yesterday, so that's been 24 hours. And then with me doing the glass today and the wheels and just running around with interior and stuff, obviously the painted surface got just a little dusty and smudgy again. So I like to do this anyway, I just went around to the whole car and did another wipe down with an ultra soft cloth and Gtechniq C2V3. So it got one more layer. So it's got just a quick summary, full decon on the car, one-step polish, got it, probably 75%, 80% of it. On the paint, from here it looks perfect. It's not perfect, but unless you put a detailing laid up to it, you'll have no idea. That looks pretty good. I'm not putting detail laid up to it. Just trust me, it's pretty nice. Again, 75% correction, one coat of CSL on the whole thing, including the jambs. And then I did coat the plastic on the front area on the inside with C4, Gtechniq C4, their trim coat. I actually had some leftover C1 from a job not too long ago. I'm still good. So I coated the wheel surfaces, wheel faces with the C1, plus the aero caps with the C1, which actually is pretty good because I think C1's is good for matte finishes, and these have like a combo of matte and gloss. So, and C1's really good stuff, super slick. Again, Gtechniq. So all the wheel faces and aero caps got C1. And then 2 coats of XL on the whole thing. And then all the windows got polished, cleaned up, and then got G1 on them. 3 coats on the windshield, 1 coat on everything else, including the roof. And that's it. I'm just giving him a courtesy charge. Just topping him off. He's gonna pick up tomorrow. Today's Sunday. Been working on it all weekend. Here's the interior. He's interested. Pretty good. So, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. And hopefully I didn't make the video too long. I'm trying to abbreviate these things and get them down to something more manageable that people can watch. Appreciate it. Subscribe. Give me a thumbs up if you like it. See you next time.